Game state 1-1.
There we go.
There we go.
Game state 1-1.
Perfect.
We are good.
Calculated.
Let's. Oh gosh. All right. So we have a Danzaburo locked in. We have a Geb. We have a set. I just realized I have the teams incorrect.
Sun Wukong coming out as well. You mentioned you were a little bit of a fan of the Sun Wukong earlier.
I love Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong is phenomenal to me. I mostly like him on Siege, but I mean he's good. He's good in every game mode. I absolutely love him.
Yeah,
he's just good. He's sad. He's solid. He's solid.
I think Sun Wukong might be one of the most slept on solo lane picks right now, at least in the context of Conquest as well.
Notice that he was banned in solo lane a lot in season 8, but only against one player, Ducky.
Oh yeah,
Ducky has a phenomenal Sun Wukong, and they had to respect ban that almost every game.
Yeah,
which is just ridiculous to me. I love it. I mean, he is one of the safest solo laners that are out there. He's got the cudgel for the poke, which is very easy to secure. I mean, that is probably the easiest securable damage onto minions and a god, as long as you can aim properly. Not only that, but his transformations, you can easily get out as a bird, you can stun as the tiger, and you can knock up as the bull, which is huge. Like, for example, if you're laning against a Bellona, knock her up in the cudgel, and she can't clear the minions anymore. Your spin around also does a lot of damage, and then you have your ultimate, which is literally a get out of jail free card.
Man,
what more do you want? What more do you want in life?
Sustain in the main part of the kit outside of the ultimate, but I mean, a lot of people have been picking up Soul Eater and stuff like that on the character, so it kind of.
I just noticed while we were loading in, every single member of Boomers is on a diamond god. Now I know that diamonds don't mean, I know being a diamond doesn't mean you're phenomenal at them, but with this lineup, this could be very interesting.
I think we saw the power of Vulcan earlier today. Like, even in the event that Vulcan has to go Bruiser for some reason, he's still going to be able to do a lot because of his knockup and the fact that his ultimate hits as hard as it does. We already see Vulcan having that part 1 book right now. Not sure what that's going to go into, but even if it's Polynomicon, that's good. If it's Book of Thought, that's good. If it's Soul Reaver, that's good. The only stinker here would be Book of the Dead. Without any other like access to mana, that's not going to get a lot of value, but it is still over 100 power. So pretty much any item in that tree would be sick on the Vulcan, and I think that's a really important thing to have starting out. And also we see Warrior's Axe on Apollo, which is literally good on anybody. And similarly, we see one on Danzaburo on the other side. So I think there's plenty of potential here for a lot of, you know, like poke and damage potentially from both sides. There's a lot of good crowd control on both sides. I think Anubis is going to be a little bit of a sitting duck, and that build might be a bit of a stinker here, but we'll see. But the most exciting thing I see here is into Chalk. Set has Tainted.
Yes,
Tainted
that's good.
Steel.
That is good.
Immediate anti-heal. Big pickup. How are you feeling about the draft so far?
Honestly, I think I'm feeling more Boomers with the draft. They do have a lot more CC. A lot more CC, but at the same time, you have that Geb with the cleanse, which is absolutely huge. Now, Boomers do come away with the red buff. There was not much contention there since Anubis was not out of base yet, unfortunately. There's not much you could do about that one. But this honestly could be anyone's game depending on how these are played, which I don't know, man. It's in Peaks Night. We don't know which way this is going to go, and that's what I love about this.
I always get a little bit excited anytime I see a Geb start to buffer a rollout against a wall, because I can never do that properly.
Dude, it's
every time
so
I try
much
to
fun.
do that, dude, I spin out and I go the wrong direction, and I can never get the angle right for what I'm looking for. But man, like this guy looks like he's ready to play the Geb and has some tricks up his sleeve for sure.
He definitely wants to bring that aggression.
Yeah, I think as much as we want to talk about all the CC on the side of the Boomers here. Oh, nice little axe from Chalk there. We got one member getting low on the side of Mismos here. But I gotta say, like for me, Danzaburo Saki mixed with Geb, mixed with Anubis Wrap, and the knockup from Sun Wukong, the stun from Sun Wukong, all that, like...
Speaking of Geb, he missed his rollout. He's getting in. Unfortunately, the shield is going to be too early. Is he going to be able to get out of there? No. Vulcan ult is coming through. Just shy of the mark. However, Apollo is going to be ulted in. Sun Wukong makes it up, and now it's just going to be a disengage.
Man, that was a Vulcan ult in a dream right there. If that lands, that is a very different fight.
That was milliseconds away. That Vulcan was milliseconds away from confirming a kill onto that Geb.
Yeah, absolutely, and very, very well played. Good timing on that rotation. And I think that's something that I hadn't even considered, is the strength of Vulcan being able to rotate only slightly and just fire off a huge damaging ultimate into an engagement.
He's
I mean, that's going to be
such
really
presence
important
on this map. such presence on this map, and it's going to be huge. Like we saw what a Vulcan could do when we were watching Siege earlier, or not Siege, Siege earlier. And now on this Clash map with the open skies, being able to see your targets, that's going to be pretty good. Red is now spawning. It looks like Mismos is going to be able to take it. Yep, they are able to drop that without any real contestation from Boomers. They were just not in position to do so, but I think that's okay. Everyone's gotten a red buff now. Everybody gets one.
Everybody at least has an opportunity, you know? Danzaburo sitting on level 7 right now. Definitely a character that you don't want to be behind. If you're on the side of the Boomers in this case. Danzaburo is one of those characters that can walk up, fire off the ultimate, ride the rocket in, and then follow that up with the Fool's Gold. And if he hits you with all 3 sacks, that's probably going to be like 70 to 80% of your health bar, if not 90 to 100 if you're a squishy. So gonna be having to look out for that, and even more burst on top of it with the Warrior's Axe. So if that's a Bloodforge or Devourer's Gauntlet, they're gonna be in some trouble.
Yeah, I do like what they're choosing. Like, look over in this left lane here. They are choosing to have the Danzaburo solo lane with a Vulcan. So it's the Vulcan that is going to be getting ahead for the Boomers instead of Apollo having them over here in that lane, which honestly, I kind of like that they're doing that. That's going to be a lot of magical damage coming off that Oswald's going to be put up on this Vulcan the more levels he gets.
Yeah, but similarly, I don't blame them for not having Anubis solo farm. If Anubis doesn't have enough lifesteal in the build, he's basically going to be an ult bot and a rat bot, and that's pretty much it. You're getting whatever value you can out of the poke, and he just kind of exists everywhere else. Vulcan ultimate expended there, it sounded like. I believe I heard the noise going off. I didn't quite see where it landed.
Nope,
but I believe
ultimate is still available.
Oh, no, it's still there? Okay, I could have sworn I heard
still there.
That sounded like Vulcan ultimate. That's weird. I swear I heard rocket noises. Somebody's making noise somewhere that sounds strange.
Rocket Raccoon? Yeah. I don't know.
Potentially, maybe, but he didn't use his ult either. I don't know. I'm crazy. It happens, dude. It's you know, obviously very late in the evening at 8:30 here. I'm a boomer too. We got a little bit of
going to be able to get caught out here. Geb is going to be able to use the Cataclysm. The knockup is going to be good. The wrap is going to be even better. The ultimate is going to be used to disengage. The silence comes through onto Set, and Dwurst is going to be able to get out of there just fine. That is 2 ultimates used for 1 and not a kill. The Vulcan ultimate is, however, coming up. They are not done yet. Good damage coming in. Leaf is going to be landing down in the back, looking for get the kill, not able to get it. They're a little bit split right now. There's no real target selection going on. Leaf is going to be able to drop to Owner on that Anubis, and now they're going to be able to run them down, trying to get back under tower. The Geb is going to be able to get it. The Athena taunt is good. The knockup is amazing, and Owner getting able to use the grasping hands under the T1 tower to get that final shot and make Dwurst pay for the aggression.
Man, and I gotta say, a lot of people, they take Anubis, they build Anubis lifesteal, and they try to out-sustain in these fights, but Anubis's poke is still definitely to be reckoned with. The Grasping Hands having a slow element to it as well, as long as you're in there, even if he doesn't build Gem of Isolation. I mean, it is a lot to deal with. And Anubis is now going to have Polynomicon online, which I don't love typically on Anubis, but it is some lifesteal, first of all, and it's easy to confirm the Polynomicon proc if he hits the stun. That's pretty much a guaranteed auto after the fact. He's going to be doing a lot of burst damage now.
The biggest thing for me in that fight is it felt to me, I don't know about you, but it felt that Boomers split their attention, which ultimately just did not work out.
Yeah. It looked like there were 3 members trying to peel back, and then Apollo ulted in. And if he had been able to secure that kill, that's a completely different fight. But he didn't get the kill. And I think that their Geb has been absolutely instrumental in making sure that these fights go their way and, you know, playing it just safe enough, peeling with the slow peeling with the knockup, having a shield at the ready at the right time. The only thing I've seen Geb do that I haven't liked was solo ult of Chalk that they're not going to be able to kill anyways.
That,
a little bit of
that was very questionable. That was very questionable, the solo. And I mean, they did get close, but if Chalk did not have ultimate available, that was a dead Chalk. Unfortunately, Chalk did have ultimate available, so therefore it was not a dead Chalk. Mathematics.
Yeah, absolutely. And I gotta say, like, looking at how that last fight went, I'm a little bit shocked that it didn't go better for Boomers, but I think if the next one they're a little bit more coordinated and ready to, you know, fight with each other as opposed to, you know, stagger their engagements, they'll be just fine. Yeah, I definitely don't think they're out of this yet. That Vulcan ultimate landed on 2 members and it was a heavy hitter. They just weren't ready to capitalize at the same time.
Exactly, and I mean, with the Athena on the being able to put them into the damage. That's going to be huge coming into late game. I think a little bit meaningful with that Geb as well. I think the Guardians are really going to be coming into play to see what happens with it. And like you said, they're not out of it yet. They are only 2k gold down, barely. That's not really a lot of items. The difference is for introducing the Boomers and Mismos. It really is anyone's game still. It's just about where are they going to find their target selections. It's going to be Geb, however. The ultimate's coming down. Cataclysm is good. He's going to get out with 1 HP. There is no way. Never mind. Leaf is coming in to secure it. However, rocketing in is the Denza Burrow. Tank Tops is going to be able to take down Leaf, who dove underneath that tower. Chalk ultimate is going to be able to come down. Silence is good. Oswald is in trouble. He's underneath the tower, but it's not going to be enough to save him. Madden is able to get the kill onto Oswald. Chalk looks like he is also going to drop. Dwarst teleports back to the axe, but he teleports right in between all 4 of them. Owner is going to be able to get that one. Now it's down to Frost over in the jungle. Sun Wukong has been able to clean that one up, and that is it. The only one to survive is Nightlock from Boomers. No, never mind. Nightlock respawned. Correction. Yep. That was a deicide. That was a rough fight. Very nicely done by Mismos on their selected targets. How did Geb not die?
Well, Geb eventually died to the Apollo, but I mean, at that point, how much is too much? I mean, I think it was too much as soon as they decided to dive on Geb again. You've invested that much already. The fact that you decided to stay there after pumping that much into Geb without securing a kill, they invested Ratatoskr ultimate and Vulcan ultimate and still didn't get the kill on Geb.
It's a tough call.
Ultimate on top of that? I mean, somebody's got to tell them, guys, invest in the squishies, because you're not going to be able to do it to the Geb or the Chalk. That's just a mistake waiting to happen, unfortunately.
Oh, there goes. Oh, canceled the rollout actually coming there. Mid camp is going to be able to spawn up. I don't think this is going to be contested at all by Boomers. They're just going to be able to let it go. It is not an advanced camp though. It is just the regular red buff, so it's going to be okay. But just that little bit of damage and a little bit of XP now going the way of Mismos. Let's see what they can do. It looks like all 5 of them are going to be sieging this T1 tower. There's not anything that Leaf can do all by his lonesome on here. However, coming through the jungle is, well, actually no one. They're coming up through the lane to see if they can try to defend it, but it looks like that tower is going to be gone. Minions are now coming in. It's going to live with 1 HP, but at what cost?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, 4,000 to 5,000 gold lead almost is what they're working with. I'm not really looking to take that, engagement and contest that T2 like that either. If they overstay there and they hang out a little bit too longer to that T2, that's a problem. Dansborough ultimate coming in. He's looking for a target here. Vulcan ultimate over the top as well. The Geb ultimate trying to set something up there, and they do. That's a kill onto Nightlock. Vulcan ultimate on the mark hits 3 members. But unfortunately, not a single person is ready to follow up with it, and they are chasing down the Boomers as we speak. Chalk axe off the mark, unfortunate.
Really rough. Ultimates are available from Dwarst and Leaf, however, not an opportune time to use them, as they just have to play a little bit defensively here after that team fight.
Man, as good as it is for Vulcan to be able to build a Book of Thoth here, it's going to be hard for Vulcan to get those stacks online. I mean,
really
we're already sitting at, what, 10 minutes in, and Vulcan is at how many stacks? What are we working with, 67? 72 now?
It's a bit.
They have to let Vulcan prioritize getting
that's 72.
Online. Yeah, and see, at this stage of the game, realistically, having that be the first item that you want, like, you want to get that online as soon as possible, and having to share stacks, even accidentally, people clearing and stuff like that, and even having Vulcan have to get out there and prioritize being in the middle of the wave, makes them more susceptible to ganks too. So it's hard to utilize something like that, but thank God he's finally got the stacks online. That's a pretty big power spike for the Vulcan there.
He does. It's going to be good. Late game, it might have to be the Vulcan dealing out that massive amount of damage. I don't know what the builds are going to be, but hopefully they're going to be able to make something work with that. Red buff once again secured by Mismos. They're going to be rolling up onto that right tower. It is at a sliver of health. Honestly, I don't even know if I would be under it trying to defend it, because you just have to sneeze on it and it would drop. But Boomers are able to make them back up a little bit. Are they waiting, however? Do Mismos want them to come out and are looking for a nice little engage here? No, Geb is just going to back and get out of the fight. And it looks like nothing is going to happen, and they are just going to go ahead back and get their items and farm up.
I think at this point, Mismos knows what they need to do. They understand their win condition at this point. They're just looking for a big engage to blow people up, and kind of relying on the fact that so far Boomers hasn't had an answer back. They don't have the damage to be able to keep up with the fights, and it's going to be all on Vulcan at this point. I think, like you said earlier, to be able to kind of carry that late game, because once that Ob Shard comes online, that's going to be doing a lot of damage. That's going to be putting Vulcan at 30% pen, plus I believe it's 10% extra when Ob Shard passive procs. It might be 15% extra, but even still, that's a big power spike once that Ob Shard gets online. And I'm just hoping that Vulcan's able to get there and able to do that in the team fights. But Vulcan has no CDR right now.
No, that's
so Vulcan
the really rough part to it.
Yeah, the burst for one engagement, and then that's it. If somebody isn't dead by that point, they're probably losing the fight.
The burst for the engagement is good. However, I mean, looking over, it's not ideal to have it on them. I'd rather have it on the Geb. I think everyone would. But they have 2 shells over on the side of Mismos. If they see a Vulcan ultimate come in, they just have to pop both of those bad boys, and that is going to negate a lot of damage coming through.
Yeah, and I mean, right now we can see the Athena has a Sovereignty and a Bulwark, both pretty good pickups there, but the jungle not doing her any favors, that's for sure. Looking at the builds, I definitely think Danzaburo got the better of the Hunter build without a doubt. Devour's Gauntlet, Oboe, Titan's Bane.
That's a ridiculous
very,
build.
Very good.
That is a ridiculous build.
Yeah, that's
toxic. That is a toxic blade, isn't it?
Yep.
That is a toxic blade.
Power.
The only healing I guess it's against the Anubis. They do have the healing. However, Geb is getting really low. Geb maybe is able to be deleted here. Vulcan Olive is going to come through. It's going to be on the mark. Geb is going to be able to be picked off. Jinpov is going to be sitting down in the base for a little bit of time. However, the fight is not done yet. Boomers want more into the backline. Oswald is sitting. He is able to jet out of there. Leaf is incredibly low. Mismo says you can kill our Geb, but you cannot kill our Resolve. And we are going to go ahead and take down Leaf. And now Frost is going to come in and take down Maddens. It is now a 2-for-1 trade. However, what is going to happen? Frost is very low. Rosé is able to pick that one up. Tanktox is able to pick up Nightlock. Tanktox is able to pick up Dwarst. It is absolute carnage. Only Oswald is left on the field. Can he make this defense onto the Phoenix? He's backing up a little bit. They've gotten him into the wall, and Owner is able to take it. That is a deicide for Mismos.
Man, and I gotta say, I am shocked to see it go that way so quickly. Just it looked so good. It looked perfect for the Boomers, and now just like that, Mismos is looking at the Titan already. We've got a couple of respawns coming out. I don't think Apollo's gonna be able to defend this.
I think this might be it.
That's a lot of damage on the Titan. A
through.
perfect grab to shut him down into the knockup. Will it be enough to zone for the team? And it will.
Mismos is the Trollnament champions, January 2022.
Man.
Congratulations, both teams. G, that's a Mismos victory, baby. Woo!
Absolutely it is. And I gotta say, watching the Anubis play that as well as he did, understanding that his win condition was no longer sustained through every fight lifesteal, it's just good. Poke and burst. It's poke and burst. You have Poly, you have Doomorb, that's a big power spike, a little bit of Fist Prots and health with the Witchblade to slow down the dive from Apollo and Ratatosker and Shock, who's going to be trying to engage on you. I mean, I like it. I like all of it, honestly. That was a great set between those two teams.
Absolutely phenomenal. That was played so well. I mean, all 3 matches were played like so well to the best of their ability with the teams. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I gotta say, the Danzaburo was absolutely disgusting. And look at
Danza went crazy. Danza went crazy. Danza had 10k player damage. Vulcan had 17. Oswald with 17k player damage. That's man, and not a kill to his name. That's unfortunate. But man, that was fun. So there you have it. There you have your first place. You have your second place. First place going to Mismos. Second place going to Boomers. Third place actually went to, let me find the page. It looks like Knights of the Square Table were able to take down Farmer Hellenbots.
Hey, there we go.
Dang. Well GG's everyone. I hope everybody had fun at least. I had a blast.
I had a great time.